So I'm going to be painting this plastic Goliath model from the game Necromunda. I've tried to do a bit of research and found that plastic Goliath models were included in the original Necromunda box, and later on they were released individually. This was in the year of 1995, so this makes the model 20 years old. If you have any more information about these models, let me know, I would appreciate it. But anyway, I actually obtained this guy from a local car boot sale, where I bought a Ziploc bag full of old Space Marine models, and models from what I think is Space Crusade, and the 2 Goliath models as well. When I got the models, they were covered in paint. So I soaked them in Dettol and scrubbed them with a toothbrush. It didn't take too long and finally I could see the details on the model. I did have a look online for finished paint jobs on these guys, but I just went with what I thought would look good. Anyway, some lore about this guy. He's a member of House Goliath, which is sort of a gang, sort of a cartel / clan maybe. He's most likely vat grown, being created to labour in the dangerous forges in a hive city on the planet of Necromunda, an ancient planet covered in hive cities, which are basically massive multi-layered megacities housing billions of people. The Goliath vat-grown humans are ginormous, bigger than Space Marines, but at a cost. They're addicted to chems, growth stims, which they're physically dependent on and die without. Another flaw is their short years. They only live around 10 years. Despite this, Goliaths are born with a baseline knowledge of their world and their position in it. This is deposited in their brain via cranial data slug. Anyway, about how I'm painting this model. I try to keep my paints as thin as possible using a wet palette. That means I usually need to do a few coats, but it helps avoid covering up any of the fine details and prevents visible brush marks. I've been painting Warhammer for about 3 years now. I actually got into the hobby through lore videos on YouTube. The first creator I really followed was Luton09, and over time I started watching a mix of other creators. Right now I'd say Eons of Battle is my favourite channel, but I also really enjoy Miniscape, who mainly covers 2nd edition stuff. What I'm planning is a video series about kit bashing, painting and building my custom army, themed around the agents of the Imperium. The only problem is, I struggle to finish painting full armies. A lot of them use one colour scheme, and that gets really boring fast. But with the agents of the Imperium, there's no set look. They're all over the place in terms of theme and design. That works perfectly for me. It gives me the freedom to experiment with colour schemes, proxies and kit bash models, without being locked into one style. I will be live streaming a lot of this process on TikTok and YouTube, so if you're into that kind of thing, make sure to follow me on TikTok and subscribe to me on YouTube. As you can see, I mainly have Citadel paints, but I do have some Army Painter stuff, and I'm looking to expand my collection. Maybe I'll get some Vallejo or some AK Interactive paint soon. If you've got any experience with these brands, write a comment below and let me know what I should get. For a long time I just used the Citadel brushes I got at my local Warhammer store. Then I discovered sable hairbrushes from another local hobby store. But recently I got an Army Painter brush and honestly it's been amazing. It's held its tip perfectly for a good while now, so I definitely will be buying more Army Painter brushes in the future. So I varnished the model with Citadel matte varnish spray. This was so when I did use an oil wash, paint wouldn't come off due to using white spirits. I then mixed a little bit of black oil paint with white spirits to make a black wash. I covered the model with it. I do this so the black wash goes into the recesses and helps details stand out. Once the wash is applied, I then use a paper towel to wipe off excess wash from the higher up points. I then let it dry and then go over the higher points with paint to do highlights. It seems to work pretty well for me, but anyway. Let's go back to the lore for a minute. The planet this guy lives on is called Necromunda. It's a planet of giant hive cities, huge factories, and it's riddled with mines. The world's surface is a barren, irradiated wasteland called the Ash Wastes. This is all due to centuries of heavy industry and war. The city's underhives are a dystopian, lawless cesspit of humanity, with human life being worth less and less the deeper you venture. The underhives are controlled by a patchwork of gangs, including House Goliath, which this guy I'm painting is from. Well, that's a wrap, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's a first of hopefully many from me. I'm still working out the kinks at the moment, but the more videos I make, the better I get. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on TikTok. Thanks for watching.